All right, go.
I'm rocking with Don Kilam.
Let's go. Peace, peace, peace.
Recording in progress.
Peace, peace, peace and love, peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, John Kilam, also known as Malik Kilam. And as always, prosperity is your divine birthright. Peace and love. We in the office today, man. I can see downtown Atlanta from here. I'm in Buckhead right now. Just got off a meeting. Got one more meeting tonight in a few hours. And then I'm back on the West Coast, baby. Well, no, I got a meeting tomorrow in Texas. I do got a meeting tomorrow in Texas. But then I'm going to back to the West Coast. We do have an event coming up. All right, we do have an event coming up on the West Coast. But, right now it's February, end of February 2026. They don't want to timestamp it or nothing, but, Memorial Day weekend 2026, I'm looking to have an event in Las Vegas. Stay tuned. We're going to be dropping the details in the next few weeks to come. So prepare for Memorial Day weekend in Las Vegas. But I have to go over some stuff with y'all, man. But first and foremost, I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert, just for educational, informational purpose only. You can text me. You can text Private Life at 702-200-4900 to get the list of services. Text Private Life to 702-200-4900. Or you can call. You can now call Las Vegas. They said we're on the West Coast. Las Vegas. I'm saying it again. I already said I was going to Las Vegas. But look, text or call Private Life to 702-200-4900. I'm not answering y'all's questions, so don't start with that shit already. Now's the time to take notes. All right? Now's the time to take notes. You can get nothing as advice for nothing. So this is why I do not answer the public's questions. I'm sitting there trying to drop game to you motherfuckers. Y'all already asking questions. For what? Do I look like Google? You can ask your mom everything for free, right? You can ask your dad everything for free, right? Nothing as advice costs nothing. If love did the trick, we'd all be there, correct? Obviously not, okay? And this is important to comprehend this stuff because family law is private law, but you're part of the United States citizen family. Family law is private law, but you want to be a United States citizen. All right? And a lot of people it's still not going to comprehend what I just said. I love the last person I just talked to because they was on the business tip. He understood it all. Well, he understood it. Again, so if you have questions and you're serious, you want to book a consultation, call 702-200-4900. Say I want to book a consultation with Don Kilam. So the United States business means a United States citizen. So let's start there. So under this means that if you're a United States citizen, you are United States property, okay? 10 rules of commerce. First rule is you can only control what you create. Rule number 2, you cannot control what you did not create. So you did not create this birth certificate. You did not create this Social Security number. So quit trying to control it, okay? And that's what we're going to go over right now. The Social Security is a trust. And people want to say, the Social Security is not a trust. The Social Security is a trust account. The number is a trust account. You are operating in commerce. You are operating in finances. The Social Security number is a trust account. So regardless, you should be filing 1041 versus a 1040. So again, Regardless, you should be filing a 1041 versus a 1040. Social Security trust funds are financial accounts in the U.S. Treasury. These are two separate Social Security trust funds. The Old Age and Survivors Insurance, OASI, trust fund pays retirement and survivor benefits, and the Disability Insurance, DI trust fund, pays disability benefits. So with that being stated, when I get insurance, health insurance, we get to know the terms of use. We get to know the policies. We get to know the policies involved. We get to know what's going on. So this is truly not for you. You're not a trustee of this trust. You're not a trustee of this insurance. You can only be in beneficiary use. And this is why it's called the Sesta K Vi Trust. The Sesta K Vi Trust. The Social Security number is a Sesta K Vi Trust. The beneficiary of a trust or insurance policy. You can only be the beneficiary of this trust. I hope this makes sense for everybody. Hold on. I put my Wi-Fi on so y'all can hopefully hear me crystal clear. And you're right. I'm kicking you out. You ask questions. I'm not here to answer your questions. Book a consultation. Matter of fact, how about that? Turn off the comments. Motherfuckers. Fucking bums. You fucking beggars. Quit begging. Grown-ass people to help you for free. Ain't nobody gonna stop their day to answer your fucking questions. This is not no chat line. Book a consultation for that. Google is free. Your parents are free. I'm tired of having to scream this to everybody. This is why I barely come to the public. I'm about that private life. Real shit. But the beneficiary, you can only be the beneficiary of the Social Security Trust. The beneficiary of a trust or insurance policy. Sister K. Vi. It's a French term that in English means he who lives. He who lives. It means that the duration of a gift, trust, estate, or insurance contract lasts as long as the particular person, such as the giver of the gift or beneficiary of an estate, lives. So that's what Sister K. Vi means. I'm going to spell it for you. SESTUI space QUE space VIE. Because I've been talking to some newcomers, and they didn't even know about the Sister K. Vi Trust. Just look up Sister K. Vi Trust. This is how the straw man started. Your so-called government name. And you got your natural name, and you got a trade name. When you were born, you're given this trade name and Social Security Trust by default if you're coming from an uninformed family. If you're coming from an uninformed family. If you're coming from an informed family, they're not going to use the Social Security number at all. People come to me all the time. I just want to go over this because this stuff is crazy. I get people coming to me all the time trying their best to help them. They come to me, they say, can I put the Social Security number, can I put my birth certificate in a private trust? And the answer is no. I'm going to start again. You can only control what you create. I just told you Social Security number is already a trust. So why would you place it in another trust? It's already a trust. And it's a beneficial trust. And it's generated from the General Welfare Fund. That's what created. You can only control what you create. So we're going to go to what created the Social Security Trust, the General Welfare Fund, okay? The Social Security Act. It's a General Welfare Fund for poor people.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Peace
Peace and love. It's your boy Don Kilam, and welcome to Dream Keepers Radio, that private life podcast. You're here, tuned in with your boy, and this is brought to you by Follow the Yellow Brick Road by Don Kilam. Search the book on Amazon now. Go get the book and uncover the matrix and how the United States is operating in the financial marketplace. Much peace and love. General revenue, general welfare fund. Look it up, okay? It's for uninformed families. Now, when you're trying to issue a security from the birth certificate or social security number, you need to read these governing documents first, these governing instruments first. You need to understand the Social Security Act. You need to understand the General Welfare Fund, because you can only control what you create. This is the first rule of commerce. I'm just going to break the 10 rules of commerce down really fast. Rule number 1, you can only control what you create. You can find these on donkilam.com, donkilam.com. Just look up the 10 rules of commerce. You can only control what you create. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, you cannot control what you do not create. Rule number 3, all commerce is based upon a allodial title. Rule number 4, the only true title to anything is the manufacturer's statement of origin, or the MSO. And I'm going to bring this up really fast because you need to look at your car title, then Google a manufacturer's statement of origin, or an MCO. MSO or MCO, manufacturer's statement of origin. Number 5, when you register anything, you give up true title. So you give up your rights. You give up rights anytime you register something. This is why you register your kids in school. You no longer enroll. You register your car. You give up the rights. The government can take it. There is no money, just fiat currency and credit. Rule number 6, there is no money, just fiat currency and credit. Number 7, there's no involuntary servitude. So slavery is voluntary. Rule number 8, first in line is first in time. Rule number 9, do not interfere with commerce. And rule number 10, do not allow anything to come between you and your higher power. So, rule number 1 is you can only control what you create. This is what you have to understand and comprehend right now. Like I said, some people call it the government name, but it's tied to your social security number. You cannot use public documents and try to be private. So when I'm saying this is we're using a public document. The birth certificate is a public document. Social security cards are public documents. They're owned by the public. I'm sharing. If you're part of my school, you'll get a copy of this in the school. I'm sharing my screen. But I want the people to know the definition of the public sector and the private sector. Look at private sector. Private sector is the part of the economy that the government does not control. Then the public sector is part of the economy that is controlled by the government. So when you hear public housing, public defender, public housing, public defender, public assistance, this is controlled by the government. The private sector is part of the national economy that's not under direct government control. So you can't say that you're private when you're using a birth certificate. You can't say you're private when you're using things issued by public entities that are controlled by the government. How can you say that you're a private banker when you're trying to cash in a birth certificate? This is the whole point why we go private. We make our name a business. We make the private entities go in the public. Okay? There's layers to it. You got the private family trust, okay? The private family office. And that's who owns and controls your name. That's who manages and controls your name. Because with the Social Security number, you can only be a beneficiary. This is the default number given to you by default. The Social Security number, you can be sued or you can be sued. With the Social Security number, you could be sued for assets when you're putting it in this so-called government name, okay? It's considered a trade name. So you have to learn how to move in an unincorporated status first before you start dealing with the corporations, okay, that are incorporated. The private sector creates the public sector. The founding fathers of the government was in the private first before they created the United States Corporation. Private families created the government. Family law is private law. Google this. Just Google it. Just do a simple Google search. This is in Google. Because y'all sitting there trying to talk to me, ask me a bunch of questions. Well, I'm trying to show you how y'all can just go to Google and get basic questions answered instead of trying to bother me all day. I give y'all enough information out there to do your own research and study. If you need me, I'm only one man. I can't answer 20,000 people every day. Book a consultation, time is money. A workman is worthy of hire. If you had an entrepreneur mindset, you would understand this. But most people are out here begging because they have the general welfare mentality. They have the Social Security mentality. They're begging for handouts. The beneficiary mentality. A trustee grows the trust. A trustee grows the family. Isn't that what the Bible says? Multiply. So as a trustee, we're here to grow the trust. Now, when you say the government is doing a job because they grow the trust, and a lot of people think that the government's in control because they're the trustees. The trustees call the shots. You're the beneficiary. Hope this makes sense, everybody. Beneficiaries are always looking for the handouts. The trustees are the ones putting in work. And when you learn how to maneuver correctly, and with the private family office, private family trust, your name's the business now. Everything is business. Nothing's personal no more. You can learn how to acquire tax credits. That's what's changed my life, truthfully, tax credits and business credit as well. So the trustees of the Social Security Trust is the government. This is why they think that the government is in control. Now, I need everybody to comprehend this that's still with me right now. Trustees are nothing but asset managers. So when you're looking at your government, they're asset managers. They're administrators. That's why it's called administration. Adding the ministry. Administration. They're adding the ministry, church versus state. Family, you gotta have your family trust together. You can have your private ministry together. You have incorporated associations together. But comprehend that trustees are asset managers. Trustees are administration. They are the administrators. So when you're dealing with the government, they're nothing more than trustees of the Social Security Trust. And they get to call the shots because you're in the beneficiary position, which is not a good position. You will be taxed for everything. You will be held liable for everything. So when you think about this, how am I a beneficiary? If you're receiving handouts, say you got a free education, right? Did you go to school in America? Free education. It doesn't matter if you didn't learn how to be rich or not, because they're not going to teach you how to be rich. If the education was free, that's a benefit. Free lunch is a benefit. You follow me? Paying fines and fees is the benefit. Going to jail is the benefit. You have to know the difference between public and private. You're operating with the trust and you do not know their agreements of what's going on with this trust, this policy. You don't know truly what you sign up for. You don't control what you create. Anytime you sign your name on things, you're opting in to these terms and conditions. And most of them are adhesion contracts and you're not even knowing. So in the public, as a beneficiary, you're always looking for the handouts. In the private, we grow the trust and we work for the trust to protect the assets because that's our job. As a beneficiary, and that's how you're acting, you're always looking for a handout. I'm going to cash in my birth certificate's worth millions. You're looking for a handout. I'll be waiting on that. When I'm showing y'all how to make your name the business, the next step is to learn how to We don't have bills no more. We have deductibles. Your whole life is a tax credit. When people invest in me, I show them how to get their money right back just off education tax credits alone. Book a consultation. They'll be like, people say it's $1,000, $500 a lot. I'm gonna show you how to get even more than that. Any book you spend, cell phone bills, any of that, everything is a tax credit. That's what you're looking for, is a tax credit for the family. Everything is above managing assets, private and public entities, okay? We're managing these things. And most people are not up to date with the Cess Decay Trust and what it really means. You are a beneficiary of an insurance policy or trust. When you die, it benefits the government. Everything goes to probate, and the government gets to administer your assets and everything you worked hard for. It does not get handed down to the family. The Social Security number cannot get handed down to the family. If I create a trust with an EIN, and the EIN is not going to be tied to my social, but it lives longer than me. Generations, I can hand the assets down that's in this trust. People will need to understand, like I said, with the Social Security trust, that's an insurance policy. When I get life insurance, I know the terms. I know how long. But with the Social Security number, you don't know because it protects the government. Real law is trust law. Real law is contract law. Family law is contracts. It's just contracts. And the government was founded by private families and private contracts. Break it down. What is the Declaration of Independence? This is also known as a Declaration of Trust. And nobody's giving you this game like this. Look at your Declaration of Trust and look at the Declaration of Independence, same thing. Your bylaws, that's the Articles of Incorporation. You got Articles of Incorporation, you got Articles of Confederation. The Constitution starts with Amendment 1. Before the Constitution, there was Articles of Confederation that put them into existence. So any private trust or corporation is created by a constitution, also known as the bylaws or the Articles of Incorporation, which was the Articles of Confederation, which was the original bylaws of the Constitution. As amendment means to change. Trustees come together and they have amendments to change the trust, to change the business. The Declaration of Independence is a declaration of trust. Just look at it. The United States is a corporation. Only corporations have presidents. Look at this. Vice presidents, corporations. So when you use the birth certificate or the Social Security number, you fall under the Social Security trust codes and statutes that are tied to it. And a lot of people need to comprehend this. You hold equitable title, which means you hold the thing itself. This is why you receive the bill from the Social Security number. The government actually holds the legal title. So in the public, this is the worst trust to be under because you hold equitable title on a beneficiary position that's being taxed. The government holds legal title. That's why it goes straight to probate when you die and they administer your estate. As a private trustee, you don't own the estate. You control and appoint beneficiaries and beneficiary positions. And this is in the private sector is a superior position. The Social Security Trust is a beneficiary position. The Cess Decay use when using it because you are the beneficiary. And this is why the state holds your estate when you pass, because they hold your birth certificate, the original. You only get the certified copy. You don't even have the original. So you can't be in a higher position instead of just the equitable position. And this is what we teach you with trustee training. Create your own legal title being held in private trust with private entities. Because your name is a business. A person is a legal entity. A person is a legal corporation. And what you want to study here is amalgamation. That's what's going on. Amalgamation. And the definition of amalgamation is a combination of two or more companies into a new entity. And this is what's always going down. A merger or consolidation. Anytime you're signing up these government forms, you're volunteering information. You know, what I'm teaching you is to be private. Privacy. You have the right to privacy in America. Being in the public sector, they're always putting out your information out there. So amalgamation typically happens when two or more companies engaged in the same line of business or that share some similarities in their operation. Usually the process involves a larger entity called a transferee company absorbing one or more smaller transfer companies before creating a new entity. And this is what happens with your birth certificate, your ID, and social security number anytime you're dealing with other entities. And you can't tell me that this ain't happening. You take your birth certificate, you take your ID, you take your social security card, then you open up a bank account. That's a new account. That's a new entity. You open up, you get a car. That's a new account. That's a new entity. You get a credit card. New account, new entity. I hope this is making sense. Anytime you get a new account number, a new entity has been established. You get a social security number, that's an account number. You get a mortgage, account number. You get a credit card, account number. You get a car, account number. You get a bank account number. So new entities have been created. I hope this makes sense for everybody. If not, you need to catch up because I don't know how much simpler I can put it. It's called amalgamation. A combination of two or more companies into a new entity. SPVs are created, special purpose vehicles. I went over this for years, but this is for all my new people just now following me. You have to understand that the United States corporation is under bankruptcy. This is how you know it's a corporation. It has filed bankruptcy. Is the United States we're going to look it up. The United States has a national debt. Who owns the U.S. national debt? The Social Security Fund, Trust Fund, owns a significant portion of the U.S. national debt. The United States is under bankruptcy, trillions of dollars. And people don't know that most of it's due to the public. $24.5 trillion is how much debt is held by the public that's owed to the Social Security Trust Fund. They're creating something called a special purpose vehicle. And I'm showing everybody how to create their own government, create their own holding companies, and create their own special purpose vehicles. The United States Corporation has created holding companies. Your name is like the child. The United States is like the parent. It's the parent company. And this is the parent company for bankruptcy purposes. A special purpose vehicle, also known as a special purpose entity, is a separate subsidiary formed by a parent company to isolate and manage financial risk. By operating independently, SPVs secure obligations even in the event of a parent company's bankruptcy. So they use you as assets for everything to get credit. And it's all backed by your labor. Your Social Security trust, that's why, when I say backed by your labor, what is a Social Security Trust Fund? FICA, Medicaid, stuff like that. That's what funds it. So that's your labor. They get their cut before you get your cut. You get taxed on the money, then you come out in the real world and get taxed again. This is why you have to create your private family office so you can quit getting taxed. Because if anything, at least place it into an entity where you only get taxed once, at the very least. Okay? As soon as you take the money, say, because I know everybody don't want to be entrepreneurs, but say you shouldn't be getting taxed again. As soon as you get the money from your check, put it into a family trust, put it into a family organization, an unincorporated association, or a ministry trust. So at least you're not getting taxed again, and then all these expenses can be used for the family and be tax exempt. You can create. Every great family has foundations. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Steph Curry Foundation. So I'm just throwing it out there. Look at all the greats. They have their own family foundations. So these foundations will take care of the kids. They'll pay for the food, stipends and fringe benefits for the family, cafeteria plans. Social Security number is a trust for uninformed families and basically forced upon people by default for those who don't know. They don't teach trust or about private corporations in the public education system because family law is private law. This is why they're not required to teach you. It's your family's job to teach you this because family law is private law. This is why your teacher in the public, your family is supposed to teach you this. Your teacher don't know this. Understand, all a trust is a private contract. No one can tell you how to govern your family until you go to the public with your family information and volunteer this information. So private individuals keep their information and interests out of the public. So the Social Security number means you are operating a public trust as a beneficiary and never under control. And this is why it appears that the government is in control of your life. Now I'm just going to give y'all the layers and then I'm going to let y'all go. Because if you're new to this. So at the bottom, you want to make your name a business, very least, at least an LLC or a corporation, whatever makes sense to you. But I like to make it an LLC. Make your name an LLC. I'm gonna tell y'all again. I'm gonna shut the TikTok off, y'all, in the asking questions. I'm gonna mute you. I'm not here to answer y'all's questions. Again, I'm not here to answer y'all's questions. I'm about to cut y'all off, for real. I'm about to turn y'all off. Y'all got questions, y'all need answers, call 702-200-4900 and book a consultation. It's your family's job to teach you this shit. It's not my job. It's not my job. Listen, asking means asking, so I don't answer to anybody unless you pay me, motherfuckers. Listen and take notes when I'm dropping game. I'm giving y'all game that's going to change your life forever. But those that are just bugging, you'll never get it. Because you want something for nothing mentality. You expect handouts. I'm spoon feeding you right now, motherfuckers. It's crazy. So anyways, make your name a business, LLC. Above that's the holding company in one of the 5 charging order protection states. Then above that is the unincorporated trust or ministry trust. And then above that is a non-grantor, irrevocable, complex discretionary spendthrift trust, or you want to get an offshore trust or offshore holding company. It's that simple. That's how we maneuver. Now, there is ways to move. This is why you have to take trustee training. Las Vegas, Memorial Day weekend 2026, I'm going to be having trustee training. You got to come and tap into the live or call 702-200-4900 and sign up for our private community. Simple as that. That's how you get this information, you know? And then even in the school, I got 508c190 trust templates in there for you. I got dynasty trust templates for you. I got living trust templates for you. I got different trust templates for you. And you can even get a $15,000 trust for $1,000. The non-grantor trust. We'll talk about the templates in there with the classes in the classroom. This is mind-blowing information that will change your life. I just gave y'all the game. Tap in. I gave y'all more than anybody else that you're ever going to get. DonKilam.com is free. DonKilam.com is free. With that, I'm out. Much peace and love.
Flavor Flav in the building. Yo, Don Kilam, keep doing your thing, G. Hey, yo, check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav in the building. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Hey, yo, make sure y'all check out the song bars. You know what I'm saying? Word up by my man Don Kilam. You heard? A Fresco King. Yeah, boy. You know what time it is. Make sure y'all check out the bars by my boy. All right? Flavor Flav in the building. Yo, Don Kilam, keep doing your thing, G.